JK Rowling is one of the most popular authors in the past decade due to her success through the Harry Potter series. At a turning point in her life and while she was struggling to support a family, she made a decision that changed her life forever and made her one of the most well-known authors of the world. But how? JK Rowling was born in England on July 1965. From an early age she wanted to be a writer and wrote her first book at the age of 6 called Rabbit. At just 11, she wrote her first novel about 7 cursed diamonds and the people who owned them. Rowling conceived the idea of Harry Potter in 1990 while she was waiting on a 4-hour delayed train trip from Manchester to London. Her mind was suddenly flooded with the idea of a boy who attended wizardry school. She didn't have a pen at that time, so she kept thinking about it and immediately sat down to write as soon as she reached her apartment. December 1990 was a dark time for Rowling. Her mother Anne passed away due to multiple sclerosis, and hardships continued. In 1991, she moved to Portugal to become an English teacher and experienced a failed marriage. She continued to write Harry Potter and used the effect of her mother's death and other problems she was experiencing to develop the character of the young wizard. Rowling wrote Harry Potter through difficult times of poverty and depression, surviving on welfare with her daughter whom she had from her marriage in Portugal. And after completing full manuscript, she sent the first 3 chapters to a number of literary agents. And finally agent Christopher Little wrote back, asking to see the rest of it. Rowling says this was the best letter I have ever received in my life. Christopher became Rowling's agent and sent Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone to several publishers. Though many turned it down, in 1996 Christopher was finally able to find a publisher in Bloomsbury Children's Book. The first book of the Harry Potter series, Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, which was renamed Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone for the US edition, was published in Britain in June 1997. The book was a big hit not only among children but also adults. Rowling wrote 3 books from 1997 to 1999, and each one was more successful than the last. Nonetheless, when Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire was published on July 8, 2000, this particular novel broke all sales records, selling 372,000 copies on the first day of its release in UK and 3 million copies in the first 48 hours in the US. It's been estimated that more than 500 million copies in 80 languages of Harry Potter books have been sold worldwide. Rowling struck gold with Harry Potter. She went from being jobless and living on state benefits to being the first writer to become a billionaire. She wrote 7 Harry Potter novels, which all of them were eventually turned into movies. Both books and movies were hugely successful and hit the #1 spots in their respective categories in sales, breaking numerous records. So without further ado, let's finish this video with JK Rowling's most famous quotes. But first, if you have any question about JK Rowling, feel free to ask in comment section, and I'll try to answer as many as I can. Also make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you can learn about the greatest of all time every day. It's impossible to live without failing at something, unless you live so cautiously that you might as well not have lived at all, in which case you fail by default. If you want to know what a man's like, take a good look at how he treats his inferiors, not his equals. Things we lose have a way of coming back to us in the end, if not always in the way we expect. What's coming will come, and we'll just have to meet it when it does. As is a tale, so is life. Not how long it is, but how good it is what matters. We don't need magic to change the world. We carry all the power we need inside ourselves already. We have the power to imagine better. It matters not what someone is born, but what they grow to be. I don't think there is any harm at all in allowing a kid to fantasize. In fact, I think to stop people from fantasizing is a very destructive thing indeed. It is our choices, Harry, that show what we truly are, far more than our abilities.